Fuck the introductions today on most of these videos, man. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I am, man. I'm just sick of this shit, man. Because we all saw all this shit coming. How many times do we have to be right in the LWC? I'm not saying I'm always right with my predictions. I'm not saying that. But generally, when we have these players pegged, we're usually right. Now, Kyrie Irving, I didn't quite see that one coming. I thought this guy was going to come out there and play absolute gangbusters. But he fooled me. But he won't fool me again. Joel Embiid, you're not exempt either. Okay? Every fucking year at playoff time, you get hurt. I understand people will say, well, he can't help that he get hurt. He can't help that this happens. Well, look, God damn it, I'm sorry. But with some players, it counts against their legacy that they just can't get it done. Whether it's poor play, subpar overall play, always getting hurt in the wrong time. We always bring it up with Chris Paul, don't it? It's unfortunate, but it always happens with Chris Paul. Joel Embiid ain't no different. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you start saying, this is what gets me. This is what gets me, ladies and gentlemen. When I start hearing pundits say, this guy could go down as the greatest, this, that, and the other. This guy might be better than Wilt. This guy might be better than King. My radar start, my antennas start going up, and my radar start going because now you're up in the ante for this guy. Now I need to see this guy do what those guys never did before. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that Will Chamberlain played with fractured bones in his hands. He played with fractures in his hands. Those games when you see him with the wraps all on his hands, he's still averaging 18 rebounds a game, 19 rebounds a game. He has bones in his hands that are fractured. Did you know that? Did you know that Wilt came back from an injury in '69 that would have ended everybody else's career in that league except for him? Because he was such a tremendous athlete. He was never the same after that injury, but he's still a force. So what I'm saying is, and they still got it done. They still at least going to the finals, if not winning it all. So when you start comparing this dude to those greats, Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt and all those other guys, Shaq, I expect something similar in results. Now I'm not saying he's been playing with all-time legends at first. Okay, I was giving him a pass. But now you got James Harden, supposedly, they keep telling us he's the all-time great scorer. Right? During the regular season, this dude was gangbusters, putting up 30 points a game, 11 rebounds a game, 4-5 assists per game, 40-point, double doubles, 50 points in 25 minutes, and all this great regular season shit. And you went up 3-0 against the Toronto Raptors. You went up 3-0 against these dudes. And then the report came out that you hurt your hand, torn ligament in your thumb. MRI says you need to have surgery. Honestly, he should have shut it down. Now, the reason why I say in this situation he should shut it down, because it's going to be difficult for a player like him to be able to deal with that type of pain throughout the entire playoffs. I don't know if he's built like that. We're not talking about Charles Oakley. We're not talking about Xavier McDaniel. We're not talking about a guy like Larry Bird with that type of high threshold, Kobe, that type of pain threshold. Not making an excuse, but he probably should have shut down. But what these teams are going to do is they're going to keep hitting that fucking thumb every opportunity possible and making it worse. And it's affecting his play. It's affecting his play. He's getting frustrated. And you can hear it in his post-game comments. Now, all of a sudden, guess who he's trying to throw under the bus? Doc Rivers and James Harden. He's mentioning them when there's more aggressive play from other players. You know, sometimes strategies, the defensive strategies need to be addressed. You know, maybe need to make some changes. Oh, this sounds just like the shit you was doing last year with Ben Simmons. Remember Ben Simmons got pissed? Now look, Ben Simmons is a bitch ass motherfucker, but they did throw Ben Simmons on the bus. So this is what y'all doing, Philly? When the going gets tough, they don't get going. They turn on each other. Oh, you thought James Harden was going to be the savior. Thought James Harden was going to be y'all fucking savior. Shit. James Harden going to do what he do. If this shit don't work out, he going to bail. If he can't get into that D'Antoni be the coach and your ass out of there, if that shit don't work and Philly turns against him, James Harden gonna bail again because he's a bitch ass fucking piece of shit ass overrated fuck. But yeah, you thought James Harden was gonna save you. Nope. And now you're in a very precarious situation, Joel. You guys are up three. You guys were up 3-0 over Toronto. Insurmountable lead that has never, ever been totally relinquished in the history of the NBA. That's 76 years, ladies and gentlemen. 76 years. We have never had a team blow a 3-0 lead. I've only seen it happen one time in my lifetime. I don't watch hockey. I know it's happened twice in hockey. I've only seen it happen one time in pro sports, and that was the 2004 Red Sox. Came back from a 3-0 lead and won 4 consecutive games. One of the greatest damn feats I've seen in the history of sports. And if it's one goddamn team that can do it, I told you guys the other day, when Toronto won that game, made it 3-1, I said, look out. This is a Doc Rivers coach team with James Harden on it, up 3-1. Oh man, come on, man. You just hating on James Harden in Philly now, man. I mean, come on, man. You just been ridiculous. Oh, am I? They came into Philly, game 5, and beat that ass. Now it's 3-2. James Harden was nowhere to be found. And Joel Embiid is hurting. They changed their strategy on Joel Embiid, and they're hitting that finger. Now they go home to Toronto. And if they beat the shit out of you in Toronto, guess what? You got a game 7 in Philly where all of the pressure, Joel Embiid, is on your ass. And I'm going to tell you right now, you, Doc Rivers, James Harden, have a lot to prove in the game 7 if it does go that far. I suggest you guys have a team meeting and go to fucking Toronto and take care of business. Because if you don't, anything can happen in the game 7. Hell, you could have a situation. Scotty Barnes might be feeling good by then. Fred VanVleet, who's due for a monster game, right? Because Fred VanVleet, what is it? What's his situation? He got a hip issue? Is it his hip? He didn't play in game 5. But let's say he's feeling good in game 7. He's back. Let's say he dropped 35, 40. James Harden, he gonna go fucking 3 for 19 because he chokes in elimination games. Your fingers fucked up. Y'all lose that game and y'all blow a 3-0 lead. I don't want to hear James Harden name ever mentioned again by anybody on fucking YouTube. I don't want to hear about no one. I don't give a fuck what the fuck he does next year. I don't give a fuck he averaged 40 on a bad team. Don't give a fuck. Don't care if Joel Embiid is averaging 35 next year. All I care about is what the fuck you do in the playoffs. I've been consistent with that since I got on this motherfucker. I don't care about this regular season shit. The playoffs is what determines the good players from the role players, the great players from the good players, the all-stars from the good players, the superstars from the all-stars, and the icons from the superstars. That's all I care about. Better get it done, Joel Embiid.